I got an order for a super cool bouquet. Julia said her mom's birthday is in August, so I'm trying to do everything as fast as possible because, as you know, things like this take time to dry. This is the photo that we're using today. I'm super excited. I sent her 3 versions and then I said, okay, so please tell me which one suits your mom best. She said the purple one is the best. So when I first started, I started out with this sketch because proportion matters above all other things. And then I took it into Canva. So let's just take our pencil and kind of sketch out 3 circles. We're gonna add some leaves as well. So let's just sketch those in for the sake of filling in the space that we have right here. This bouquet, I do want a little bit of stems going downward right here. So I'm going to incorporate that as well. Now, this is a rough sketch. I want you to know that. But ultimately what I am doing is I am making sure that I can see where the edges of my petals should go, and they shouldn't be bigger than that, you know? I don't always know exactly what I'm doing. Sometimes I have a very good idea and I know exactly what I'm gonna do, and other times I'm like, I'm not sure. I'm gonna wing it and see what works best when I get to that point. And then we're just gonna sketch in our hibiscus bud. I really wanted to do a bud, and I'm not entirely sure how that's gonna work, because I want it to be swirly and look very, very pretty. So I'm gonna give it a try, see if and I'm gonna cut out my shapes here. So this is my secret ingredient that I usually don't show you guys, but it's a joint compound and it's a powder, and I love it because it creates a beautiful texture for me. Alrighty, and that's what our texture looks like in the end. Isn't that cool? Really having fun because these are not colors I've worked with in a while. Alright, let's make a purple hibiscus. Now I added the brown to mute the purple a little bit more, because sometimes when you get a color straight out of the tube, it is quite rich, and sometimes your eye doesn't really appreciate looking at something that is such a rich color because it doesn't look realistic. So you can just add in a little bit of the neutral color and it'll just mute it down a little bit, and then it looks more like this. So there's this one, and then I have an idea. Since my last tutorial for hibiscuses, I have had a new idea for like how to make them even better. So I'm hoping this works. I'm gonna use white. I hope I don't regret it. I'm thinking maybe we need to add a dot of paint to the base of each petal so that we can get more oomph underneath each petal. Let's see. The thing is, I am shipping this to California, so I am a little bit concerned about making it too three-dimensional. So I think this wire will be sufficient. And you know what? I'm having another idea right now. What if at this point I also tried to deepen the center? Because when you're piping, sometimes it's difficult to get very, gosh, I don't even know what you call the center of the hibiscus that's really, really deep, where all the petals kind of stem out from. So I'm gonna do this right now, and hopefully I really love it. I've learned that I can carve these flowers with a paintbrush a little bit while they're wet, and it's quite fun to play around and see like how much of that you can actually do. I'm actually creating very, very deep lines that really look like when the hibiscus petals kind of pleat together and unfurl. So that's kind of cool. I always enjoy inventing new things, 3D painting, because it's so sculptable, you know? And when you're sculpting, you just have so many more ways of getting your ideas across, you know? Do not have to follow other people's ways of doing things. Do you see that? I hope you can actually see like what I've done. Do you see how I've carved out the center? That is pretty cool, and it's pretty transformative for this flower. All right, now in addition to carving out the middle, I have also carved out around the petals to create a more, like a thinner petal edge. See that I can still, some of the white is still appearing underneath, right? So I am going to place my leaves strategically so that you can't see the white space. But I can honestly say this is probably the coolest hibiscus ever. And I cannot wait to fill it in with all those other different colors because it's just gonna sing, okay? It's gonna be amazing. I'm so excited. This went really well. I'm sorry, it seems I can't always show my face and my hands at the same time. So I keep having to go like this so that you can actually see my face. So in order to make it look like a spiral, I'm just kind of gently dragging my liner brush through the paint. All right, there we go. Look at the sun. So that's our bud. And then I think I'll paint a little bit on it later. But that's good for the hibiscus. I can't remember the last time I painted with orange. This is so fun. Look at that. That is so pretty. All right. Let's see, we're gonna need some green as well. I'm gonna leave some orange on there because it's gonna bring the green down. And we're also gonna need a little bit of blue. My gosh, these bird of paradise are gonna be so bright, so colorful. So for this painting, I am going to mix a lot of just one color for each part. And then when the painting is dry, or when the flower is dry, I'm going to do a lot of hand painting because there's a lot of shading and different color variations on the flowers that I'm making today. However, it's just going to be too complicated if I try to manage all of my colors up front. So I'm just going to do things this way, and then you will see, or you'll get to see how much hand painting I can really do and create like a stunning visual display. I'm gonna start with the green spiky, blue spiky things. So let's go ahead and try that and see how it works. Well, it's not nearly as clean as I had hoped. So let's see if we can carve it out. I mean, this carving method is really saving my life today. Straight and skinny at the same time. You know, and you want that sharp look. All right, I think that's a pretty good look for now. So let's go in with orange. All right, that's step 2. Wow, you guys, I did it. And it really does look like a bird. How cool is that? So after I let it dry, I'm gonna go in and add quite a few finishing touches. So it should look quite extravagant by the time I'm done. So let's move on to the next one. This is really cool. I'm really proud of myself. Well, I got myself way too much paint, but I do think these look stunning. Look at that. I am so proud of myself. These are looking super cool. So cool. Wow. See my hibiscus? My bud hibiscus and birds of paradise.
So cool.
Aren't they cool?
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Thank you, thank you. Hello you guys, welcome back. So I am extremely busy right now, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I was interviewed for Visual Art Journal. The magazine just came out yesterday, so I got to see the layout, and it's absolutely beautiful. We'll link it down below. You can read it on their site if you're interested. In addition to publishing me in their magazine, both online and in the print issue, they also showed my work on a billboard in Times Square. So that was kind of a big moment for me. I enjoyed it a lot. That was super fun. This weekend, well, today's Friday, so next weekend, I am going into Tokyo for an art exhibition. I'm taking a lot of the pieces here on the wall behind me. Maybe I'll attach some footage of the exhibition in here. In about 4 weeks, I will be debuting my first collection. I'm gonna have a debut party here in my home, and I am going to unveil my new collection that I've been working on, which is called Pink Lemonade. I am so busy doing things that make me so happy and so excited. Here you can see we've got very dark purple. We have some birds of paradise, and I'm not gonna lift the hibiscus because I don't think it's ready. But we're gonna do the hibiscus, and I'm gonna attach a picture here of what we're actually creating so you can see like the visual impact we're going for. Today we're gonna open this painting. Today we're gonna open this bag of paint. This is shell green. I'm gonna start with tip number 127D from Wilton. The reason I love this shell green so much is because it is a very nice neutral green. It looks quite natural in a bouquet. Wow, that looks really nice. Look at that. These are looking pretty good, you guys. Leaves for my hibiscus with the same color. I'm just going to use a little bit of a different technique when I'm piping them. Alright, here we have the first layer. Now I really wanted to go in with a paintbrush and create little divots in the leaf, but they look so beautiful and so perfect now that I don't want to do that anymore. Maybe I'll do a practice one. I think I'm gonna try it on this one, which is my least favorite leaf, and I think I only needed the 2. So why don't I try this and see what happens. And I'm also a little shocked and disappointed that there's so many bubbles in my paint. They're not gonna dry smaller. It's not turning out the way that I want it to, basically, so I am glad that I'm testing it. Well, let me show you what I did. So you can see here where I carved out the divots. I'm not a fan. I won't be choosing to do that one. And then here you can see I tried to make a hibiscus leaf. I'm not loving it, so I'm glad I tested it on one that I didn't really want to keep. But you can see how the other ones look. I think I'm just gonna embrace the bubbles and be like, you know what? It's just a part of using this medium. It is what it is. But I'm glad I tried it, because, you know, I'm always encouraging you guys to try new things and see if it works, you know. And this was definitely fun, and I'm glad I tried it. All right, here's what we've got for now. I will come back and do another layer on the hibiscus later once it's dry, and for now, here's what we've got.